Welcome to this chair yoga practice for when you have stiffness and tightness in your lower back. For this practice, you just need your chair, and also if you have a yoga block or a big book, that might be useful also. We're going to begin simply sitting upright away from the back of your chair with good posture and shoulders relaxed. If you feel okay closing your eyes, let them close down for a moment as we focus on a few rounds of breath. If you can, breathe in through your nose, into the belly. And slowly out from your nose. Again, in through the nose, into the belly. Maybe up into the chest. And slowly out. Just another couple of those, please, yogi. Smooth and steady breaths arriving here for your practice. The intention to move cautiously and gently into these areas of stiffness and tightness today. If there's any poses that just don't feel good to you today, you can skip them. We don't want to cause any pain. A stretch is okay. So we're going to start out with a forward fold. Your feet can be a touch wider than your hips. Take a breath in, and we'll begin our fold with the elbows on the knees. So if you are feeling some tightness here in the low back, take some breaths here as if you could breathe into those sensations all the way down. Now, if you are feeling this already, please remain at this height. But if it feels available to you and appropriate for you, you could reach your hands down to either a block or your book, or in fact all the way down to the floor, as long as that's not too far for you. Somewhere where you can still breathe, where there's no pain. I'll take 2 more very deep breaths here, yogi. Now, if your hands are on the floor or the block, you can move your block off to the side and bring your elbows back up to your knees. Come up just as carefully as you went down. And then we'll place the hands onto the knees and help yourself all the way back upright. Wiggle your feet into about the hips distance apart. And we'll start to move your back in some extension and flexion. So as you inhale, you'll pick up your chest and your chin and arch your back. And as you exhale, you'll round your back. Let your tailbone scoop underneath you and your chin come towards your chest. As you inhale, carefully lift up the chest. So you start this from a tilt forwards in the pelvis and then a tilt back with the pelvis as you round. And do several of these, just wherever you're comfortable moving. Trying to gently encourage the spine into these movements, not forcing anything. Inhale to lift and arch. And exhale to round. Let's go with one more. Coming back up to neutral. Step your right foot off the right side. Keep your chest facing forwards and stretch your left hand straight up to the ceiling. And start to lean the left hand in the direction of the right knee, the way the right foot's pointing. You might keep your right hand on the knee there, or you might put your elbow onto your knee, if that feels okay. So just getting a side body stretch, a lateral stretch for your spine. Take a couple of breaths here. And if you need to come up a little bit to lessen it, you can do that. And then if it feels okay, another last little reach. Perfect. Rise up, lift the left hand up and release it down. We'll bring this right knee back in next to the left. Put your left hand onto your right knee and turn to the right. You can use the chair as an assist for your right hand, whether you hold the chair back or the risers. On your exhales, gently twist to your right. On your inhales, undo that twist about half of the way. On your exhale, gently twist. On the inhale, lessen the twist. Do that 3 more times. Exhale, gently twist. Inhale, lessen it. And twist. Inhaling out. Last one. Turning carefully forwards. We'll let the left foot stretch off to the left. So step it out to the left side. Keep your torso facing forwards and extend your right fingers up to the ceiling. Start to reach over to the side. So you're stretching your right side, right waist. And you can keep your left hand on your knee, or you could put your left elbow on your knee or forearm on your knee. And gently reach just until you feel some stretch, not too far. You can still breathe fully. Your face is still relaxed. If you want to come out on an inhale, just a part of a way. As you exhale, you can reach back in. And we'll rise up on an inhale. Use your left hand to help you up if you need to. Right hand comes down. Let the left foot step back into the center. Bring your right hand to your left knee. Your left hand to the chair behind you, or hold on to whatever you can there. Gently turn as you exhale. As you inhale, about halfway out. Exhale, turn. And we'll do that a few more times. Inhale. Twist on the exhale. Inhale less. Exhale, twist. Just one more time. Carefully unwinding all the way to forwards again. And we'll step the feet wider. So the feet turned out the same way your knees are. And sit somewhere forwards on your chair, not too far back. If you're really far back, it's difficult to fold. So hands begin on the knees. And just like we did a few minutes ago, you might bring your forearms to your knees. And this may be perfect. So you do not need to go any deeper than this. If you're feeling some stretching, hold here, please. If you feel comfortable going deeper, just like we did with the feet closer a few minutes ago, hands can come down to either a block or all the way down to the floor. Relax your way down there and breathe. And we're going to walk the hands over to the right a little further. If your elbows are on your knees, you can put your left hand on your left knee and that will create the same effect there, moving your torso to the right. So just moving over to the right there, slightly different angle for the low back and the hips. And back through center, and carefully does it over to the left. So if your hands are on the block or the floor, the block travels with you, or your hands are on the ground. If your elbows are on your knees, Put your right hand on your knee and take your torso to the left. Lovely. Make your way back towards the middle. Everybody bring elbow to knees so we're all here together, whether you went closer to the floor or not. And then hands to the knees and carefully push your way all the way back up. Wiggle the feet in again towards one another. If you're moving your block, you can move it out of your way. We're going to come up to a standing position now and adjust your chair so that you're standing with the chair in front of you and the chair seat is facing you. So I'll turn to one side here so you can see better what we're doing. So standing up, upright, shrug your shoulders up to your ears and roll them down. We'll take a few gentle movements in the whole body to try and loosen up the spine, the low back. We'll circle our hands wide and up to the ceiling. Reach up nice and high. Bring your left hand down to your thigh. Reach your right hand up and over to the left side. So another side body stretch. Pause here for a breath. And come up with your left hand. Let your right hand come down to your side. Lift the left hand higher and reach over to the right. Side body stretch. And we'll come up with both hands and bring them down to heart and carefully start to fold forward. So our first stop is at the chair. So if you are feeling some stiffness, this may be absolutely perfect right here. Think about tilting the pelvis forwards. So we're not rounding the low back, we're really stretching the legs more. We're just pausing here for a moment. Now if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can. You could hold any part of a chair. You could utilize your block again. Or you could just bend your elbows. Now bend just your right knee. Let your right hip drop lower than your left and keep both of your heels on the floor. Now feel like you're very subtly pulling your torso around to the right a little bit and the left hip pulling back. So you stretch into this low waist, low back area, left waist, low back area. And then we'll carefully stretch your right leg back to straight. Bend your left knee. Your heel stays on the ground. Your right leg is straight. And your left hip is a bit lower than the right now. And then if it feels just right, the shoulders going over to the left. As you feel like you're pulling your right hip away from the right shoulder, so it's pulling back. Remember to breathe. And then come back to the center and re-extend both legs. A dangling pose now is where we bend both knees so the abdomen comes closer to the thighs. And just take a couple of breaths here. Hold on to the chair. Keep your eyes open so that you don't lose your balance. And just let this be a gentle, easy pose. This isn't to stretch the hamstrings, this is more of a spinal release. And we'll come up, hands onto the seat of a chair. Bend your left knee. Keep your left hand spread out on the chair seat. And see if you can lift your right hand either directly to the right, that might be far enough, or you might be able to open it all the way up towards the ceiling, or anywhere in between. Look either to the side of a room or down at your left hand so that you keep your balance. And remember to keep your eyes open, that always helps with our balance. And release your right hand back down to the seat of a chair. Left leg movement comes straight again. Right knee bends. Left hand starts to lift, and if you're feeling some stiffness, this may be enough, or you might feel comfortable opening it up into a twist. And look out straight to the side of the room, or look down at your right hand for more balance. Remember your breath. And release your left hand down, both legs straight once again. Soften into your knees. Start to stand up carefully, so you've got a slight bend in the knees, firm the belly, push through the feet, stand up straight. That's it, circle your arms out and up. And let your left hand come down and your right hand over the top, back into that side stretch. And we'll come back up and go the other way, left arm over the top, right arm down. And back up. Reach nice and high. And carefully start to fold forward, so hands to the seat of a chair. Tilt from the pelvis. Just ease your way down there. It's totally fine to stay at chair height. You're welcome to go lower if that's natural for you. And again, with the hands on the seat of a chair, you can do this lower, but seat of a chair is nice. The right knee bends again. Your right heel stays rooted. The right hip is lower than the left in this position. Very subtly, bring your left shoulder towards the right side. And breathe. It feels like the left hip crease is pulling straight back. Your breath does a lot of the work in these back stretches and these low back releases. Come back to center. Stretch everything back to neutral, to straight. And then we'll bend your left knee. Keep your heel down. Start to think about the right shoulder coming towards the left. Bit of a side stretch there, and the right hip pulling back away towards the back of your mat, back of your space. And let your breath do all of the work. And we'll come back to center yogi, both legs straighten out. And we'll bend your left knee, the left hand stays flat on the chair. Right hand can go out or to your hip even, or if it feels okay, stretch it up and gently rotate. Looking to the side or keep your eyes down. And release that out carefully. Right hand finds the chair. The right knee bends. And again, coming up to some degree or more. Keep your eyes on your chair for balance. And release it out, please. Carefully does it. Unwind yourself. Bend your knees. Just relax as best you can. Take a deep breath that goes all the way down towards your low back. And then carefully start to come up straighter with the arms. Bend your knees. Start to look forwards. A strong push through the feet. Help yourself up carefully. And just roll your shoulders back once you get upright. Well done, yogi. Let's take a seat once again for a couple more stretches. So you can find your way to any orientation on your mat. Okay. We're going to take the right knee, pick it up and hold on to the shin. If your knees are tighter, you could hold on to your thigh. and pull it in towards you gently. If this is difficult for you for any reason, you also have the option to put your foot on a block and lean into it. That has much of the same effect. If you're able to hold on to it and pull it in, go with that today. A couple of deep breaths. Imagine your breath could travel all the way down to the right side of your low back. And then we'll release the right side and do the same thing on your left. So hold on to your thigh, or if you can, your shin. So shin is good, thigh is better if your knee is tight. And if holding the leg up isn't possible for any reason, pop your foot on a block and lean in towards it instead. So any of those variations, and breathe. And this time you're imagining like your breath could travel all the way down to the low belly, low part of the low left side of your back. Good. And we'll release your leg. If you're able to, let's cross either the right ankle over the left, or perhaps right knee over left, if that's okay for your hips and your knees. The left hand holds onto the knee, the right one, and you start to twist. We'll just hold here. If you have an ankle cross, it works just the same. If crossing isn't possible for you, you can still take this with no cross. And we'll unwind, undo the leg if you did take it into a cross, and the same thing. You can see whether crossing at the ankles is okay for you today. If it's possible, cross at the knee. And we'll take the right hand to the left knee, the left hand behind us, and twist. And it's okay for the legs to be crossed at any height or even not crossed at all for this twist. And we'll turn forwards. Undo the cross if you had it. Keeping the knees quite close if possible. Our final pose here is to lean forwards over the knees on your exhale. And inhale, lifting up. If you need to widen your knees a bit, you can. But as close as you're able to keep them, exhale, lean forwards. Inhale, help yourself up so your hands are supporting you on your knees, helping you in and out of this. Exhale, leaning forwards. Inhale, coming up. Just twice more, yogi. Exhale, lean. Inhale, rise. And exhale, lean. Inhale, set your way up. Let's sit back onto the support of your chair. Feet at a comfortable distance and your hands resting in your lap or on your thighs. If it feels comfortable to close your eyes, close your eyes. Relax your whole body here, your legs relaxed. The belly soft, your shoulders can relax. Smooth out any tension from your eyes or your forehead. And spend a few moments simply being still. And if you would like some more time being still, yogi, you can press pause or just allow this video to run through and complete your practice when you're ready. If you're ready to move on with your day or your evening, sit back up away from the back of your chair. Shrug your shoulders up and reach your hands up, lift everything. Reach for the ceiling, breathe in, and bring your hands to your heart in a prayer position as you exhale. Take a moment to thank yourself for taking time to move. And together, we'll breathe in deeply and out fully. Thank you for your practice, yogi. Namaste.